You need to be able to get the whole school community together thinking creatively in a self-organized way. This conference is somewhat based on open space, but not really, as one example. And then Agile comes from the information technology industry, lots of rapid prototyping. So they all need to be combined together to get the system that will give you the container you need to deliver really highly effective education. Now, one of the things when I had technical troubles that I wanted to do is to give you a code for this. We have a 50% discount we've set up. And Mari, do you have that? Would you be willing to write it on the board here, then I can show up the screen aside because I'll get away from that.
Do I have the link?
I think I gave it to you.
You just, the computer dies. I just charged it.
Okay. Before we're done, hopefully this computer will be back up. Among many of my other problems, the battery is going down fast on that thing. So you can order that through something called LeanPub. You can download it. I think it's like, instead of being $15 US, it's like $5. And so that can give you some background. Umesh is kind of like the person in India who's coordinating a lot of the sociocracy training. And so if you want support or additional discussion, talk to Umesh. We have a class on sociocracy that we're running in Bangalore here starting the day after tomorrow. And then we're also running them in Hyderabad and Ahmedabad on this trip. So see Umesh if you want to try to get training right now. And let me ask if there's any questions right now, because I want to get the screen out of the way and start going into structure stuff for you. I know. There is one other thing I want to show after I ask for questions. Anybody have any other questions? Conceptual questions. Do you understand what Rainbow has done? They've gotten the best scores out of 25,000 people tested. They have a long waiting list for people to get into this school, and they've managed to solve the problem of it being elite. It's not elite anymore. They have lots of scholarships for people that are in the lowest end of the socioeconomic bracket. And Renee Owen will credit it to the fact that they're operating sociocratically. Yeah. Let me, again, I'm sorry for this being discombobulated here, but the technical troubles were causing lots of problems. I know. Ignore this and this. You have an overall director of a school. You have maybe some assistant principals. You have different departments. It might be the faculty and staff. And it's a command and control system with power going from the top down. And everybody's here because they don't like the effects of this top-down structure. You can, however, bring in sociocracy by starting at the lowest level to have people form circles. So I brought that over here. And what you do is you elect representatives in each of these circles who, by consent, can sit in the next higher level. So now you see that we still have the top-down arrows, but now we're starting to get governance from beneath. So in, let's say, the case of the after-school program, the lady said, I want to go here to this general circle. I have an objection to the way the conditions that the underprivileged kids are, what they're suffering. And then you can keep going up in the organization. In this case, it says here was a supervisor who was elected as a rep. Here was somebody from the base level who's elected as a rep. And you actually start electing a rep to the board of directors. You can now start worrying about cross-functional teams. You can bring in outsiders. You can say these people are going to get together and solve a problem, and they should be able to do so by what's called organizational open space. I have an idea. There's 2 or 3 people who want to do it. That's enough for me to have my own specialized circle. And then here is being applied to Rainbow Community School. In this case, the green people are parents as well as people here who are looking at some issue. And there's also parent representatives on the board of directors. And when we were first in here, I was saying to people, there's a number of things to discuss in structure. And one of them is that if you only have people from the staff and parent reps on your board of directors, if you do not have outside directors, then you're likely to have a lot of squabbling, social dysfunction in the school. You bring in an outside director, and the pattern I've seen over and over is that people start getting along. And in Rainbow Community School, they do have outside experts on their board of directors. So I want to talk about those structural nuances that can make a tremendous difference. So this stylized diagram actually then translates into what they're actually doing, this diagram that we saw earlier. And what I want to do is I want to get a couple of examples of how you are structured right now, and we'll talk together about that structure, because it's another aspect of sociocracy we haven't dealt with. Any more questions right now before I do that? Okay, why don't we go ahead and shut this down and push this aside, because I've got a board of people. And do we have markers? Anybody have markers?
Through Australian organisation.
Okay, can you hear her?
Okay, so
We've got a principal,
yep,
okay?
supported by a team of administrators who are also teachers and
Okay.
it's a department. So,
All right, so the administrators are doing what?
Then the coordinator supports the teachers with training and classroom management. And
Okay, so we've got somebody here who does class management.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says class management. I'm sure you can't see it in the back of the room. And what are the other people?
One of the other people, she looks after what's called the pre-primary section. And
The pre-primary section.
So grade 1. So she looks after that.
Okay, so it's nursery through 1.
Yeah.
There's a department head.
Yes.
And she has people reporting to her.
Yes.
Okay. And is there somebody, as you go through 12th grade or through 8th grade?
Well,
Okay, so then you have another unit, which is what?
for the primary section, so
it's
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
2 through 6 is another head of that department.
Sorry?
There's a head of that
Yes,
department.
there is a head of
Okay.
that department. Yes.
All right. And then there's probably 7 through 12,
7 to 10.
7 to 10.
And then there's 10 to 12.
Which is it? This is 7 to 9.
Oh, sorry, 11 and 12.
Over here you have some admin.
Yeah.
And handle admissions. Is the people who handle outreach and promoting the school, or do you have that? Are they
All of
different?
those people in that model do that. They do
Okay.
outreach.
Okay, but that's a separate function. They may be over here, but they're also over here.
Yeah.
So the function is over here. So what is it? Outreach? Is a teacher keeping the books?
No.
Okay. Is the teacher doing like interviews with people before they come into the school?
Yeah.
Okay, so admissions function, and there may be some outreach where they go out and look for people.
Yeah.
So we'll say outreach.
I'm missing someone. I'm missing someone.
Okay. So, and each of these has, and maybe this person doesn't, but these all have subordinate teachers like this, right? And so on. Maybe admissions only has 1 or 2 people. It's probably how you're patterned. All right.
That's pretty good.
Do the parents have any place in this?
Parents and girls.
There's a,
What would you call it? It's parents, member, some members.
which.
So there's a
has-
parent society over here.
Yeah, parent society, that's the teacher heads, anyone 2 to 6, class management, 7 to 10, the principal, 11
So
to
there's
10.
a dotted line relationship
Yeah,
here.
yeah, all of
They,
that.
they
And the
talk,
principal.
and what do they talk with them about?
They talk to them about,
Schooling systems,
Yeah.
applications about to develop their children also.
Okay, so are they trying to tell these people what to do?
I wouldn't say that that's the relationship. I'd say that there was more collaborative than that.
More advisory?
Advisory and information and
Complaints sometimes.
just dialogue, yeah, and complaint management and so on
Do they, so they might meet individually with the head here?
as well. So there's meetings where they're for each of those sections with the parent body,
Right.
and then they might have a larger meeting with the principal in a bigger meeting.
Are there parent volunteers working here?
No,
No, so the parents are not involved in the delivery of any of the education?
no, because that is their choice. They've been given the opportunity, but they're not ready to do that.
Okay. Is there, who does this person report to?
It reports to us in Australia.
So there's the Australian-based board here.
Yeah. And there's a Nepali-based board as well.
So there's two bosses. Like that. Do they ever get together?
Yes,
Why are there two separate boards?
because you have to have that for the Nepali structure, yeah, for the government.
How often do these people meet separately from these people?
That's problematic, probably, but probably every few months. There's not a structure like they meet every week for 2 weeks.
All right.
It'd probably be every.
Do they meet, but they meet separately also?
They meet separately, yes.
Okay. All right, so in looking at this structure, I have two questions coming up, actually three. I don't see the student council in here anywhere. I don't see students in
Here
here.
is,
There is a student council.
Where's that?
The student council would be in the same line as 7 to 10, 11 to 12, all of that.
Here,
No, they'd be along the top line, underneath the principal.
up here.
Yeah.
So the principal tells them what to do.
No, they tell him what to do.
Okay,
To a large
so
extent.
so
They have a lot-
there's another boss here. That's the student council.
Yep.
So this person has three bosses.
Yeah. Think about it. And probably his wife as well. She is probably more important than any of us.
Is this person fairly successful?
Yes, very.
Then I predict this person is an excellent manipulator.
Yeah, and he's on his wife's tour.
I am guessing because of this complex structure,
Yeah.
this person is an excellent politician, a
Yes.
good manipulator, and gets very little support, real support and advice. He simply keeps them at a distance to keep them
No,
from
I would
trouble.
not agree with that at all.
That's what I'm guessing from this.
Yeah, if you look at it like that, that's true. But of course, everything is there's more nuance to all of that than just looking at a structure like that. The principal gets an enormous amount of support from the Australian board, the Nepali board, the school council and his wife.
What's an example of the support?
So the support would be over financial decisions that he might have to make, employment decisions about children that are in the school, training, student politics, Nepali society, Nepali politics, personal guidance.
When this person gets a performance review, who gives it?
Who gives it? The Nepali board and the Australian board.
Okay, so these people really aren't the boss. They're just kind of over here floating.
Yeah, that would be true.
Yeah.
Although, when we do a performance review, we talk to the student council about that.
And you
So
probably
they-
talk with some people here, but
Well,
the real
yeah.
bosses are up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the questions that I have are, the student council is not down here influencing their curriculum.
No, that's
Yeah,
not.
the student is, one teacher lead in the HR student representative councils, that they collect the information from the student,
Right.
their problem, for
So-
they speak for their rights.
Process,
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Here's participated management.
yeah.
Oh, give me your opinion,
And influence those decisions.
but they cannot consent or not to their curriculum. They are not enfranchised.
I would not agree to that, but to a certain degree that is true because of the restrictions of the curriculum that the Nepali government puts in place. So some of that is true, and a lot of the Nepali curriculum and what they do is that's we can participate with them.
So you're coping as best you can within the structure, and these are some instructions you're coping with. And the parents are not involved in the actual curriculum down here, and so forth. They're not involved in the assessment and so forth. This is the kind of thing you can learn if you look at the structure. Does any of this ring a bell with anybody else's school? Yes.
I can see things a lot more clearly. But our school, I also run a school in Kathmandu.
Okay.
So I was wondering what kind of power structure would that be?
We can draw it. You want? I just.
Yeah, let's try.
There's a
Let's
much
try.
longer training time. Just trying to get you to look very
Yeah.
realistically
Yes.
at what
Yes, I think you have to erase everything to begin with.
Yeah.
erase everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And generally, there is a person, there is a guru. Guru is there. Guru, you understand?
I do.
A mentor.
Yeah, I got it. I speak with it.
So if there is a problem, I talk to him. If there is a problem in the school, I talk to him.
So you have a guru up here.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
A single
So
guru, not a board, but a guru.
The thing is, I probably in the past few months I have not spoken about school problems with him also.
Okay.
Okay, so that's there. So now we have students
Where are they?
or teachers. Let's say teachers.
Okay.
So teachers are actually ex-students of the same school.
Okay. That doesn't matter. They're in charge of a classroom, right?
Yes, they are in charge of the class.
So the teacher,
While teaching only.
okay,
While teaching only.
that's fine. They're still in charge.
Teachers, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So in the morning they go to school because they are studying probably bachelor's degree or master's degree, and in the afternoon they come and be teachers there.
Okay.
So they are teachers. Let's say.
What grades?
So we have from nursery, playgroup,
Okay.
to class 10. Class 10 teachers.
You have nursery school and 10th graders? All right. So
It's
you've got-
really chaotic.
Okay.
So what happens is there is no fixed in charge of a particular group. We have not segregated in totality.
Okay.
So sometimes I will be teaching nursery group. Overall, it's like everybody is looking into every classes. All the teachers are teaching every classes.
So you've got a series of teachers. Is there any lead teacher or are you the lead person?
So there is no lead teacher. All of us.
Okay.
I am also teaching from morning 7 to
But
4
you're the
p.m.
principal, so you're leading.
Yes, I mean name itself. I'm a principal. Yes, formal principal.
Right.
Just in formality. But there is no, what do you call? I don't have an office, principal office. I don't take salary. And teachers also, they don't take salary. They're all volunteers.
All volunteer.
All volunteers. And teachers take part in cleaning the school
Okay.
with the students.
So you've got admin over here, an admin function.
Yes.
The school is
So in general, what happens is students actually, they
understand what's the actual structure.
yes.
And now I'm hearing a whole different structure. I want to go on to somebody else's school for the
Okay,
sake.
okay, just a second. So in each group, we have students from class 10 to nursery. So all of them are in one group and another. So and from each group we have 2 representatives
Right?
from students. So if they want something, let's say if they want to watch television, nobody tells them to watch television. I mean, they decide, and then there will be one person, let's say Soishma, he's in charge of the television.
Yeah.
If they want to watch television during the day. So he talks and he actually takes final decision and talks to teachers, and then he opens the television.
Do you understand that I was working with you to try to understand your structure?
Yeah.
Now I talked for 5 or 10 minutes, and now you're telling me something totally different.
Yes,
So that-
things are coming up because it's not exactly like it's a very chaotic kind of.
Chaos is not bad.
Yeah.
It has its pluses and minuses.
Because
It
probably
often
you have thought
self-organizes.
about put forward the structure of principal and then up at a guru and then teacher. So that structure in itself was very confusing for me. That was not a very satisfying kind of thing.
Nevertheless, you need to answer the question, who handles the most abstract parts of the work of the school? And only
Of the
thing I
school?
heard was you.
Yes, of this school, yes, I do handle, yes.
Yeah. And so,
But with great difficulty, I would say with a lot of pleasure though.
okay, but both difficulty and pleasure.
The satisfaction, yes.
Yeah, the power feels good.
Doesn't, no, there is no power. with the students, because I think I have this, I believe in Mother and Shrivendra's philosophy, there is a spiritual aspect also. It's not only about running school. It's not only about running school. So, principal can be changed any time. There is no obligation that once I'll be their principal for a long time. So I have other interests also at the same time, I don't know leaving.
It sounds like, I don't mean to be criticizing you, in fact, I'm saying it sounds like you're running a wonderful school. It sounds like it's very effective.
In such a large scale.
Right. It's very important that when you elect the representative, when you're federating up, that person, when you look at what is there, we are delegating to you to represent us. So if we get together here,
He has the power to decide what is the consent for all the groups
these
represented.
people say, we want to give you power.
Instantaneous power play where, there is no fixed power role in our community, let's say in a school, like probably, I would say more or less in our school. I think that seems to be a quite good option.
If you have an election now, it's
A comment relating to the power, the natural power. I'd like to invite the men, the fellow men in the room, just to be aware of how much the voice of the men has spoken for the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out.
This is an example of underlying patriarchal structure. So us men have been speaking a lot, and I've deliberately been not speaking because I realise how much men have been speaking. So as a practice to become aware of these underlying power structures, we need to listen far more.
I would like to stop, looking at the time, and we have one more school structure real quick. Yeah. How would you draw your flat structure?
I think we're straight Board of Studies. We're answerable to the Board of Studies to operate as a school. We don't register as a school. If we don't register with the Department of Education, we can't operate as a school.
All right. Are you operating as a school? Are you
Yes,
registered?
all right. We are registered with the Department of Education. So that is who we answer to there. Next thing we have school council.
School meeting.
School council. Next one,
Who's on the school council?
parents and teachers.
No students.
No.
Okay.
They
So you're
can
not
come,
flat.
no, they can come to school council if they choose. They can put a proposition to school council.
Can they object?
At school council, yes. Meeting. I'm just giving you all the different structures.
Okay. Okay.
School meeting.
That's it. Okay. So if you put that in lean pub,
Okay, it's saying total price $5.
yeah, that's the discounted price.
Yes, it's www.
www.leanpub.com/. /Bossanova, BOSSANOVA/C/India. And it contains some stuff about sociocracy and the other things, but more importantly, it gives you a lot of sources. Like I have another book that you can get off of Amazon that's We the People. The title of the book is We the People, Consenting to a Deeper Democracy. And this has much more detail about sociocracy. But some people have trouble getting to Amazon from India.
Is that for you?
Both of these are by me. This is the older book. And my own evolution is to say we need to add some beyond budgeting, open space, sociocracy, and agile together to come up with a really completely robust system. Conceptual system. I'm co-author on both of these. I don't know how to get a discount on this one because I know some people have trouble getting to Amazon.
Particularly Amazon Kindle.
Now this is on Kindle.
Media.
It's available on Kindle in India. Okay, great. I didn't know that Kindle was available.
India is another